Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So I've been traveling and so I'm at a new place. I am going to do, we are going to do in this video chapter Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, chapter 13. And I'm excited. It's a very long chapter, the longest one so far. It's got 60 texts. So I'll try to go through as quickly as possible so that we're not spending too much time. On these videos, but yes, so we'll go through them. I am feeling extremely grateful for being for doing these videos and for just everything in life. And let's start off by expressing our gratitude by calling out to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, by begging him to help our disconnected soul connect with him, and by expressing our gratitude for everything. So yeah. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Dear Bhagwan Shri Krishna, please help us in our bhajan. Please help us get deeper and deeper in our bhajan. Please help us become strong oak trees. We have this Bhakti Lata Beej. Please help us become strong so that nothing can shake us, so that we have firm faith, and so that every moment of our lives we don't want to waste in stupid thoughts and stupid actions and stupid everything that's going on around us, but we only want to do your bhajan, and we only want to think about you and remember you, because we are getting so much ras from that we don't want to extract ras from anything material or anything else. We only want that bhakti ras from you. Please help us get there. Okay, so let us read the text. Chapter 13. Dhritarashtra quits home. Text 1. Sri Suta Goswami said, while traveling on a pilgrimage, Vidur received knowledge. So in the previous verse, in the previous chapters, Bhagavan Shri Krishna all of them had left the Mahabharata scene after the war. They had talked to, Kunti had said her prayers, Bhishma Pitama had said his prayers and has quit his body. And then Krishna Bhagavan came to Hastinapur with everyone, and then he went to Dwarka, and then he came back to Hastinapur for some programs and some things. And now Dhritarashtra is quitting home, and I've heard real soft stories about this as well. About Yudhishthir Maharaj and how soft-hearted he was. So text 1. Sri Suta Goswami said, while traveling on a pilgrimage, Vidur received knowledge of the destination of the self from the great sage Maitreya and then returned to Hastinapur. He became well versed in the subject as he desired. So Vidur was not there during the war. He had gone on a pilgrimage and he came back after the war was over. He returned to Hastinapur. Text 2. After asking various questions and becoming established in the transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna, Vidur retired from putting questions to Maitreya Muni. Vidur was a great devotee of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, and Duryodhan had once invited them, but Krishna did not stay with Duryodhan. He stayed with Vidur and his wife gave him, she was so much in ecstasy on seeing him, she gave him banana peels instead of bananas, and Krishna Bhagavan ate them, and Vidur was like, what are you doing? He's like saying to his wife, and Krishna Bhagavan was like, oh, that was sweeter than anything else, because she was loving him so much. Vidur became established in transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna. Text 3 and 4. When they saw Vidur returning to the palace, all the inhabitants, Maharaj Yudhishthir, his younger brothers, Dhritarashtra, Satyaki, Sanjay, Kripacharya, Kunti, Gandhari, Draupadi, Subhadra, Uttara, Kripi, and many others wives of the Kauravas, and the other ladies with children, all hurried to him in great delight. Wives of Kauravas also hurried in great delight to meet Vidur. That's nice to know. It so appeared that they had regained their consciousness after a long period. Oh, okay. Dhritarashtra, though it makes sense. Vidur was his advisor. Text 5. With great delight, they all approached him as if life had returned to their bodies. They exchanged obeisances and welcomed each other with embraces. Due to anxieties and long separation, 6. They all cried out in affection. King Yudhishthir then arranged to offer sitting accommodations and a reception. King Yudhishthir. So this is potentially the first time Yudhishthir has been, or no, maybe King Yudhishthir, okay. Text 7. After Vidur ate sumptuously and took sufficient rest, he was comfortably seated. Then the king began to speak to him, and all who were present there listened. So not Dhritarashtra, but Yudhishthir. Maharaj Yudhishthir. Text 8. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, My uncle, do you remember how you always protected us along with our mother from all sorts of calamities? Your partiality, like the wings of a bird, saved us from poisoning and arson. 9. While traveling the surface of the earth, how did you maintain your livelihood? At which holy places and pilgrimage sites did you render service? 10. O my Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified. Wherever you go, that becomes a holy place. Because you carry the personality of Godhead Krishna in your heart, you turn all places into places of pilgrimage. 11. My uncle, you must have visited Dwarka. In that holy place are our friends and well-wishers, the descendants of Yadu, who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Shri Krishna. You may have seen them or heard about them. Are they all living happily in their abodes? 12. Thus being questioned by Maharaj Yudhishthir, Mahatma Vidur gradually described everything he had personally experienced, except news of the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty. 13. Compassionate Mahatma Vidur could not stand to see the Pandavas distressed at any time. Therefore, he did not disclose this unpalatable and unbearable incident because calamities come of their own accord. 14. Thus Mahatma Vidur, being treated like godly person by his kingsmen, remained there for certain period just to rectify the mentality of his eldest brother and in this way bring happiness to all others. Was Dhritarashtra his eldest brother? 15. As long as Vidur played the part of a Shudra, being cursed by Manduk Muni, Aryama, he was playing a part of a Shudra. Aryama officiated at the post of Yamraj to punish those who committed sinful acts. 16. Having won his kingdom and observed the birth of one grandson competent to continue the noble tradition of his family, Maharaj Yudhishthir reigned peacefully and enjoyed uncommon opulence in cooperation with his younger brothers, who were all expert administrators to the common people. 17. Insurmountable eternal time imperceptibly overcomes those who are too attached to family affairs and are always engrossed in their thoughts. 18. Mahatma Vidur knew all this, and therefore he addressed Dhritarashtra saying, My dear king, please get out of here immediately. Do not delay. Just see how fear has overtaken you. Yeah, Vidur was the one who told Dhritarashtra, get out, go to Vanprasth, don't stay here. 19. This frightful situation cannot be remedied by any person in this material world. My lord, it is the supreme personality of Godhead as eternal time, Kala, that has approached us all. 20. Whoever is under the influence of supreme Kala or eternal time must surrender his most dear life, and what to speak of other things such as wealth, honor, children, land, and home. 21. Your father, brother, well-wishers, and sons are all dead and passed away. You yourself have expended the major portion of your life. Your body is now overtaken by invalidity, and you're living in the home of another. 22. You have been blind from your very birth, and recently you've become hard of hearing. Your memory is shortened, your intelligence is disturbed, your teeth are loose, your liver is defective, and you're coughing up mucus. Arre Baba. Everybody gets old age. Everybody gets disease in their old age. Like no matter who, whether it's King Dhritarashtra or whatever. 23. Alas, how powerful are the hopes of a living being to continue his life. Verily, you're just living like a household dog and eating the remnants of food given by Bhim. Oh my goodness, wow, he was harsh. 24. There is no need to live a degraded life and subsist on charity of those whom you try to kill by arson and poisoning. Wow. You also insulted their married wife and usurped their kingdom and wealth. Okay. Vidur is like really hardcore. 25. Despite your unwillingness to die and your desire to live even at the cost of honor and prestige, your miserly body will certainly dwindle and deteriorate like an old garment. 26. He He is called undisturbed who goes to an unknown remote place and freed from all obligations quits his material body when it has become useless. 27. He is certainly a first-class man who awakens and understands, either by himself or from others, the falsity and misery of this material world, and thus leaves home and depends fully on God residing within his heart. 28. Please therefore leave for the north immediately without letting your relatives know, for soon that time will approach which will diminish the good qualities of men. Kali Yuga is about to arrive. Dwapar Yuga is ending. 29. Thus, Maharaj Dhritarashtra, the scion of the family of Midha, firmly convinced by introspective knowledge, pragya, broke at once the strong network of familial affection by his resolute determination. Okay, so he did listen to Vidur, but strongly, because I wasn't sure about this. Like, did he go grudgingly or did he go? No, but he was like, he broke, convinced, he was convinced and he broke that. Thus, he immediately left home and set out on the path of liberation as directed by his younger brother Vidur. 30. The gentle and chaste Gandhari, who was the daughter of King Subala of Kandahar or Gandhar, followed her husband, seeing that he was going to Himalaya mountains, which are the delight of those who have accepted the staff of renounced order like fighters, who have accepted a good lashing from the enemy. 31. Maharaj Yudhishthir, whose enemy was never born, performed his daily morning duties by praying, offering fire sacrifice to the sun god and offering obeisances, grains, cows, lands, gold to the brahmanas. He then entered the palace to pay respects to the elderly. However, he could not find his uncles or aunt, the daughter of King Subala. So yeah, they left without telling anyone, and Yudhishthir came home and he saw that there was nobody there. Their uncle and his who was he? His Tau was not there, and Taiji. So he was like, this is where what I've heard is like about his soft-heartedness. 32. Maharaj Yudhishthir, full of anxiety, turned to Sanjay, who was sitting there, and said, "Oh Sanjay, where is our uncle who is old and blind?" 33. Where is my well-wisher? Well-wisher, he's calling him, Uncle Vidur, and Mother Gandhari, who is very afflicted due to all her sons' demise. My uncle Dhritarashtra is also very mortified due to the death of all his sons and grandsons. Undoubtedly, I am very grateful. Did he therefore take my offences very seriously and along with his wife drown himself in the Ganga? 34. When my father Pandu fell down and we were small children, these two uncles gave us protection from all kinds of calamities. They were always our good well-wishers. Alas, where have they gone from here? Okay, so this is the thing. Um, this is what I've heard, right? So it's so crazy. I mean, his uncle, his Tao, has tried like mad to kill him over and over and over again. He's not his well-wisher, and yet Yudhishthir is very mortified. He is very what is the words that is using? Full of anxiety, and he's feeling bad, he's feeling so horrible. He's like, what have I done? I must have done something wrong. I mean, I killed his sons and whatever, and I'm so ungrateful that I did all of this, and he's leaving because he's mad at me, and I am such a horrible person. I mean, he, after being hurt so much by somebody else, you still have a soft heart enough to say, oh, it is my fault that he left. It is my fault that. Well, he's taking it so personally, and he's taking it so. He's showing, expressing so much compassion and love for his uncle who has been so mean, nothing but absolute mean to him. I mean, this is the soft-heartedness, right? That person I was talking to was saying that I don't know if, I mean, there's lots and lots of stories of soft-heartedness, but he's like, I can't even begin to access something like this. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. I can't even begin to access. I mean, I get really upset when people hurt me, you know. I'm like, okay, you go, get out of my life, that kind of thing. This is just incredible, amazing, right? Okay, text 35. Suta Goswami said, because of compassion and mental agitation, Sanjay, not having seen his own master, Dhritarashtra, was aggrieved and could not properly reply to Maharaj Yudhishthir. So Sanjay was also not told, and he also did not know. 36. First, he slowly pacified his mind by intelligence. Wiping away his tears and thinking of the feet of his master Dhritarashtra, he began to reply to Maharaj Yudhishthir. Oh, that's very sweet. He's thinking of the feet of his master Dhritarashtra. 37. Sanjay said, my dear descendant of the Kuru dynasty, I have no information of the determination of your two uncles and Gandhari. Oh, Vidur also left, is it? O king, I've been cheated by those great souls. 38. While Sanjay was thus speaking, Sri Narad, the powerful devotee of the Lord, appeared on the scene carrying his tumburu. Maharaj Yudhishthir and his brothers received him properly by getting up from their seats and offering obeisances. 39. Maharaj Yudhishthir said, O godly personality, I don't know where my two uncles have gone, nor can I find my ascetic aunt who is grief-stricken by the loss of all her sons. 40. You are like a captain of a ship in a great ocean, and you can direct us to our destination. Thus addressed, the godly personality, Devarshi Narad, the greatest of the philosopher devotees, began to speak. 41. Sri Narad said, O pious king, do not lament for anyone, for everyone is under the control of Supreme Lord. Therefore, all living beings and their leaders carry on worship to be well protected. It is He only who brings them together and disperses them. Okay. 42. As a cow bound through the nose by a long rope is conditioned, so are human beings bound by different Vedic injunctions and are conditioned to obey the orders of the Supreme. 43. As a player sets up and disperses his playthings according to his own sweet will, so the supreme will of the Lord brings men together and separates them. O king, in all circumstances, whether you consider the soul to be an eternal principle, or the material body to be perishable, or everything to exist in impersonal absolute truth, or everything to be an inexplicable combination of matter and spirit, feelings of separation are only due to illusory affection and nothing more. So this is Soul Study, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 21, 2, verse 21 to 30. Like basically, that the soul is eternal and you don't need to lament for the material body. Um, Text 45. Therefore, give up your anxiety due to ignorance of the self. You are now thinking of how they, who are helpless poor creatures, will exist without you. 46. This gross material body made of 5 elements is already under the control of eternal time, kala, action, karma, modes of material nature, guna. Then how can it, being already in the jaws of the serpent, protect others? 47. Those who are devoid of hands are prey for those who have hands. Those devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong, and the general rule holds that one living being is the food for another. Oh, okay, he went there. 48. Therefore, O king, you should look to the Supreme Lord only, who is one without a second, and who manifests himself by his different energies and is both within and without. Ayyo. How do you not have affection for other people? I don't understand that. Don't you have affection for other devotees? Isn't it good for a person to feel separation from other devotees, from Guru or from whoever? Isn't it a good thing? I don't understand this at all. I mean, and yeah, it's beyond me. 49. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, in the guise of all devouring time, Kala Rupa, has now descended to the earth to eliminate the envious from the world. 50. The Lord has already performed his duties to help the demigods, and he is awaiting the rest. You Pandavas may wait as long as the Lord is here on earth. 51. O king, your uncle Dhritarashtra and his brother Vidura and his wife Gandhari have gone to the southern side of the Himalayas mountains, where there are shelters of the great sages. 52. The place is called, so he told him exactly where they went. The place is called Saptasrota, divided by 7, because there are waters of the sacred Ganga were divided into 7 branches. This was done for the satisfaction of the 7 great rishis. 53. On the banks of Saptasrota, Dhritarashtra is now engaged in beginning Ashtang Yoga, by bathing 3 times daily in the morning, noon, and evening, by performing Agnihotra sacrifice with fire, and by drinking only water. Hare Baba. This helps one control the mind and senses and frees one completely from thoughts of familiar affection. 54. One who has controlled the sitting postures, the yogic asanas, and the breathing process can turn the senses towards the absolute personality of Godhead and thus become immune to the contaminations of the mode of material nature, namely mundane goodness, passion, and ignorance. So he's gone the Ashtang Yoga route instead of going the Bhakti route because he doesn't feel Bhakti, I'm guessing, for Bhagavan Shri Krishna. 55. Dhritarashtra will have to amalgamate his pure identity with intelligence, then merge into Supreme. Oh, he's going the impersonal route, okay. Because Ashtang Yoga, but then leading to impersonalism. he will then merge into Supreme Being with the knowledge of his qualitative oneness as a living entity with the Supreme Brahman. Being freed from the blocked sky, he will have to rise to the spiritual sky. Oh, 56. I mean, that's sad, right? This is so sad. You have Krishna right in front of you and you're not developing bhakti. You're going the Brahman route. 56. He will have to suspend all the actions of the senses, even from the outside, and will have to be impervious to interactions of the senses which are influenced by the modes of material nature. After renouncing all material duties, he must become immovably established beyond all sources of hindrances on the path. 57. O king, he will quit his body most probably on the 5th day from today. Acha, that quickly he'll attain Brahman, and his body will turn to ashes. So will he quit his body on his own, like at will? 58. While outside observing her husband, who will burn in the fire of mystic power along with his thatched cottage, his chaste wife will enter the fire with rapt attention. Okay. 59. Vidur, being affected with delight and grief, will then leave that place of sacred pilgrimage. 60. Having spoken thus, the great sage Narad, but she will not go probably to Brahman, right? Because she is a devotee of Krishna. Having spoken thus, the great sage Narad, along with his Veena, ascended into outer space. Yudhishthir kept his instruction in his heart and so was able to get rid of all lamentations. Good. Okay, yeah, thus ends chapter 13 of Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, wish you all a day filled with lots and lots of spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.